Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much, and I'm really appreciative to our brothers and sisters in Iowa Forum for bringing us for the second time to this kind of forum to share our concerns and try to think loudly together and find a way to get out of this dilemma that currently our country is going through. I'm going to talk about the conflict in Darfur, but I think most of you know exactly what's going on in Darfur. And my main topic was the use of rape as a weapon of war. And on purpose, I choose this topic because we as Sudanese, we are usually shying away from those terrible things that are destroying us. We don't talk about it. But as a phenomena has been going on for years and years in Sudan, and no one dares to talk about it in this kind of forum. We as the Sudanese, we have not denounced this phenomena. So I will be speaking briefly about the current situation in Darfur, and then we'll be going to elaborate on the use of rape as a weapon of war in Darfur and in other parts of Sudan, and what we all as Sudanese can do to resolve this deadly phenomenon that has been going on and destroying our community. I would like to talk about the current situation. As you all know that the current situation in South Sudan, Blue Nile, is really critical. But many of you and even the international community are thinking that the situation in Darfur is over. It might be resolved, or maybe that peace process that was signed in Doha in the last 2 months might have resolved the issue. But that's not the case. Today in Darfur, we have over 3 million people who are forced out of their homes, living in displaced camps, and they were totally blocked from aid access. Currently, NGOs and UN agencies cannot go out of the main cities of the three Darfur states, Al-Fasher, Miyara, and Janina. We have over 500,000 of refugees who are living currently in Chad, Central African Republic. We have Darfur refugees in Egypt, in the new Republic of South Sudan, and in other countries that there is an uncountable number of people from Darfur who were forced to leave to other parts of Sudan, to Central Sudan, to Kordofan, to Eastern Sudan. They were not assisted, they were not identified. We don't know how they are making a living now, and no one dared to talk about them. But this regime in Khartoum, they are very professional and specialized in playing games. In Darfur, they have put these people out of their homes. They continue blocking the aid access, attacking the humanitarian, arresting activists, human rights defenders, journalists, to create the information vacuum so that they can get away with this crimes that they commit in Darfur. Today, al-Bashir is an indicted war criminal because of what they have done in Darfur. The last thing they can do is to resolve the issue in Darfur. If they resolve the problem in Darfur, that means they have no way to go. They are supposed to be held accountable. That's why they are insisting, as my brother Montasim mentioned and Dr. Amir mentioned too. They have no commitment to resolve this issue. They want to use every single effort to devastate the life of the people of Sudan, but they want to stay in power forever. And that is why currently the situation in Darfur, no one could imagine what the situation will be looking like. Currently, the government is putting more pressure on the World Food Program. The only agencies that remain there to assist the people, to provide life-saving assistance, to leave. And they decided to give the task of food distribution or distribution of humanitarian aid to local traders. And these are the people who are pro-NCP. Now they are trying to conduct business in Darfur. And they are forcing people out of their camps by blocking this aid assistance. People have no way to go. This is the rainy season. And in Darfur, people have not cultivated for more than 7-8 years. And there is no alternative for people. So they want to put people in this kind of situation and force them either to leave or to surrender and compromise their right and say it's okay for us to survive and al-Bashir should not be held accountable. So that is briefly, this is the current situation and what's going on in Darfur. And why al-Bashir is doing this, we as the Sudanese people, we are not proactive, we are not vocal enough. We have been silent for so long. This happened in South Sudan. This regime did not use only violent attack to commit genocide. They used so many different means. They used starvation by forcing humanitarian out. They used rape. They used so many different tactics to commit genocide, war crimes, crimes against humanity, and because no one is talking about accountability, they can easily sign peace. And the big mistake that was committed, I'm glad that today my brothers and sisters are enjoying their independence in their new countries. But there was a big mistake was committed during the signing of the comprehensive peace agreement. There was human rights violation that committed between two warring parties. The major part was committed by the Sudanese government. Even the former government is not only NCP as mentioned by Dr. Amir. But no one talk about that. We, the Sudanese people, it's okay. We love the mujamala. You all know that. And we are easy to compromise. And we are the least people to know about our legal right. No one talk about accountability. If today it is something for me, tomorrow say it's Malaysia. There is no Malaysia. There should not be Malaysia in what has been going on in Sudan for this long time. So now, because of no one talking about what's going on in Darfur, the government is killing people in Nubu Mountains. They are moving to Blue Nile, and their circle will be going on and on and on. And why they are doing this? They are doing this because these people, these marginalized people, the marginalization that many in Sudan they don't want to associate themselves with, these people, they said no. They stood up for themselves and stood up for others. That is why these people are the only threat to the current regime in Sudan. That is why they're starting with them. Yes, people in Khartoum are suffering. People in other parts of Sudan are suffering. But if you are in Khartoum, you will be arrested and put in jail for a while, and you will be there because you are not the major threat. But these people are the major threat. That is why this has been going on and on. I'll stop this here and go back to speaking about rape as a weapon of war. And we'll try to be very brief. I know that people have been sitting here for so long and we are out of time. As you all know, in Darfur, the government not only attacking people, looting their property, forcing them out of their homes, but they use rape as a weapon of war. It's not rape that happened by accident. It's not as a result of chaos or uncontrollable truth during war. It is very systematic, well planned, and orchestrated by the regime in Khartoum to destroy the community, to break down families, and to strip people their dignities. Why they do this? They know that, as we have this famous saying, a woman has no enemy in Darfur. This is a famous saying that everybody is saying it before the crisis in Darfur. And that means a woman was, based on our culture, supposed to be protected by anyone. And that is why women are the center of our society. They didn't do this in vacuum. When they came to power, they started analyzing where is their strengths and where are their weaknesses, and what is the threat for them, and what is the opportunity for them. They were so happy that Darfur are 100% Muslim. And they were thinking naturally that Darfur people will go after them because they come and they are preaching Islam in Sudan. That was not the case. They were looking around and they saw that many Darfuri who were in part of the National Islamic Front, they left. There was 2 or 3 people within the party, they left. And they felt that this would be a threat for them. But they didn't just stop there. They went back to analyze the situation in Darfur, how they can defeat the people of Darfur. They know if you want to humiliate people, you strip them their dignity and weaken them, you attack them in their women. But this is also, it's not just like they slept and overnight and they come and say, oh, let's use rape as a weapon for. There is root causes. The same root causes that are contributing to the conflict in Darfur, they are the same root causes that contributed to demoralizing, dehumanizing women in Darfur. Darfur is an example to many other parts of Sudan that are currently suffering. Darfur was an independent state. In the early times of the Darfur kingdom, women were well respected. There was a women council. And parallel to the Council of Sultan, they have contribution in the decision-making process of the state. What happened to the status of women recently, and what the hell that brought even rape to women, those of whom were like ruling and participating in the state's affairs in the past. As African people, we have, this is our culture, but the help came with integration of the Arab Islamic culture into the Sudanese society. Women, this contributed tremendously to undermining of women, because there is legislations, everything they are doing it, they are going back to Islam. They say in Islam, women should be staying home, women should be doing this, women should be given even in distributing an inheritance, women should be given half of what was supposed to be given. Then, within the marginalization of Darfur, women become the marginalized of the marginalized forces. But again, there is still violence against women in Sudan. There are so many other factors that this is a part of the other factors contributed to the whole picture of the violence against women in Sudan. The inequality, superiority, and the domination of when you are a woman from Darfur or from South Sudan or from Nuba Mountain, even it will be worse for you. Because there is male domination, but you are inferior of the inferior one. So that is why, like Al-Bashir stated in one of their meetings, as was presented by a Trabi sometime last year, he said, for the woman from Darfur, she should be proud. If that is not rape, she should be proud that someone from Yalin could do something like this with her. This is the president, the head of the state, that's it. So when they come, they systematically use it. They are abducting women. In 2006, they abducted women. The government forces attacked the area of Eastern Jabal Mara. They abducted 60 women. They kept these women until they made sure that they were pregnant, and then they left them. They know that our society will be stigmatized, and then women will be stigmatized and isolated. Then so many women, because of they have been rape victims, they were isolated, they were abandoned by their families. And so many women kept staying home without seeking treatment until they did. Back in Darfur in 2005, I was in the distribution center and was talking to one of the rape victims. She said, we were asking them about where they are getting treatment. She said, as you see us sitting, we are not feeling well. We are all sick, but we cannot afford to find treatment. We compromise and accept to live with our sickness just if we can be able to find food for our children. Why? We cannot go to the government hospital. We are constantly told that we are lying. In the clinic here in the camp, priority is given to children, and there are too many children who are sick. You can go stay in the line until the end of the day, and you can come tomorrow. But also there are other competing priorities that we have to deal with. We have to go collect water. We have to go stand in the line for food distribution, and we have to go collect firewood, and we will be again raped repeatedly. So this is simple. What does the situation look like for women currently? Another woman said, when the African Union troop came and they were calling for a ceasefire, she said, even when the gun stopped, rape does not stop. It is ongoing. If you are following Radio Dabanga base in Netherlands, rape is reported almost every day, currently in Darfur. And no one is talking about it. Again, the dilemma is even within the Sudanese laws, there is no definition of rape clear. There is no way for women who are subjected to rape to claim the right to have access to justice. Because the Sudanese laws are confusing between rape and adultery. And they make it even difficult that in order for you to prove that you have been raped, you have to bring forward men. And in most cases in Darfur, the majority of those who live currently in the IDP camp are women and children. So from where you can get those men to be witnesses? They are the perpetrator. Then you will not find a way to claim any. So while this is happening, I think every one of us here should be ashamed to stand in front of people and say, I am a Sudanese, with this kind of track record of human rights violation in Sudan. And because we allowed this to happen, we tolerated it when it was happening in South Sudan. It happened. No one talk about rape, no one talk about slavery. These are sutra. This is not sutra. It's not about sutra. It is about dehumanizing people. No one talk about it. It's really finding, I am going online and Googling. I've never found only 2 people I can name them. Some of them may be here with us. No one is writing about rape that ongoing in Darfur. Why are the Sudanese people shying? You didn't do it. You are not part of it. Say it. Other people standing up for it. If American people can stand up for them, as those people who have never seen them, why don't we as Sudanese people stand? Today, rape came to Khartoum. In Khartoum, security personnel are exercising rape, no one asking them because you tolerated it to happen in Darfur. I was in a meeting with a commissioner from SPLM North who came from the northern state. She said in her region, an army guy raped a young girl. He was immediately transferred. This is in northern Sudan. So that means we allow this to go on and on and on because we are not talking. We have to shame and name the people who did it. We have to demand accountability. We have to prepare a condition for women to make sure that they have access to justice. Sudanese laws. If we don't talk about these things, we cannot reform Sudanese laws because it will be okay for us to tolerate rape, and then we can tolerate the law that is discriminating against women. Most of these laws are discriminating. And even its implementation are implemented in bias. If you are pro-government, you will be free to do whatever you can be able to do. So I will stop here and will reserve it to the session.